sports fans, it's Robert with WTP Sports. We're here live on this Saturday morning. We are ready to do the Big 12 football conferences over, under, win, total prediction show. We feel like some of these teams have gotten some low over and under win totals that might be able to allow some team or some people out there to go out there and maybe win them some money if they're gamblers. But, man, I'm telling you right now, I thought for sure Texas Tech would not be at the win over and under win total that they had. We'll talk about that later. I got my man SEC Sean with me here this morning. Two SEC guys. He's an A&M guy. I'm a Longhorn guy. How you feeling this morning?
Feeling good, Rob. Appreciate the invite coming on here. Man, this Big 12, this is one of them that if I am a gambler, I am one of those. So I don't know if I'm touching the Big 12 this year, Rob. I really don't. I don't feel comfortable with these numbers, but we'll get into it and break it down a little bit for everybody out there and see where we go. I do know we did a ranking show on the Big 12, and if I'm not mistaken, I think we were pretty spot on compared with what the win totals have here.
Yeah, we were really spot on in comparison to what the over and unders are. And we were, spot on. So that gives kudos to us for doing our homework and research and being able to come up with a good prediction show on how we ranked the Big 12 conference. Let's go ahead and get into it. And at number 16, we had Colorado. And we got our man Postgame coming in here right now. So let's bring him in before we get into Colorado. We got our man Postgame with us this morning as well. Huge Notre Dame fan. How you feeling this morning, Postgame?
Feel good, Rob, man. I'm ready to talk some sports. How y'all doing this morning?
Doing fabulous, doing fabulous. We were telling everybody out there in the chat that when we did our prediction show and we compared it to these over and unders, we were spot on with how we ranked these teams in the Big 12. And we came in with Colorado at number 16 at the basement. And they had the actual lowest over and under win total at 4.5 games. Here are the possible games that they could possibly win. I want to get y'all's thoughts on, do you think Colorado gets to this 4.5 over and under win total? They got Weber State at home. Then they got Northwestern on the road. They got UCF at home. They got Cincinnati at home. They're at Baylor and they're at Oklahoma State. Based on our rankings and where these teams all fall, these are the possible games they could possibly get to 4.5 wins. And I think I named off 6 teams. Do you think they get the 4.5 wins? And we're going to start with you, SEC, Sean.
I don't know. I really see the under here. I'm not a big fan of what Colorado has. I mean, Weber State, whatever, they should beat them. Going to Northwestern could be a struggle. They're not going to beat Tech. They're not going to beat Utah. I don't think they beat Oklahoma State. I really don't know that I see. I could potentially see Colorado going winless in the Big 12. I honestly could see them as a 1 to 2 win team, to be honest with you. A lot's going to depend on what Georgia Tech gets. I think that's a swing game for them because Georgia Tech lost quite a bit, but they're still got some pieces. So I think that's a swing game. Northwestern is a swing game. For them to get to 4, they're going to have to go undefeated in their non-con. They're going to have to get over their over total. So I just don't see it.
Yeah, what do you think, Postgame? Do you think they get to that 4.5 over and under?
I'm crushing the over. I'm crushing the over. And the reason why I'm going to crush the over for Colorado this season is because I like Lewis. I like Scudero. And they got the Texas transfer wide receiver also in that offense. I don't think the Big 12 is going to be known for a defensive league outside of maybe a couple, 3 or 4 teams in the league. And I think this go-go offense is going to allow Colorado to compete, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Now, I don't think they'll be able to stop a nosebleed, but how many Big 12 teams will be able to do that? So I think with the offensive additions, with the health, the better health of Coach Prime, I think Colorado is going to be a little bit better than what their over under suggests. I don't think they'll be a juggernaut by any means. I don't think they'll compete for a Big 12 title, but I also don't believe they'll finish last in the Big 12. So I'll predict the over.
I think I'm going under, man. I don't see them getting to 5 wins with this schedule that they have, even though they have some winnable games against some teams that they're on their schedule. I'm with you, SEC Sean. I don't know that they win a Big 12 game. I think they might go over there. It might end the season maybe 2-10. They might get Weber State. They might get Northwestern. I don't think they're going to get Georgia Tech, but that's another game they could possibly win. I don't see them getting to 4.5 wins. I really don't. Let's look at the next team. We have Kansas ranked 15th in our preview, in our prediction show. Their win total is 5.5. They get LIU, Middle Tennessee. They go to Oklahoma State. They go to West Virginia. They got UCF at home and Baylor at home. Can they get 6 wins over all 6 of those teams? We're going to start with you, post game.
Yeah, I'll take the under for Kansas. I just have no faith in this team. They lost a really good quarterback, a really good Kansas quarterback. In that terms, I think that Dylan Edwards addition to the team, I think is good for Kansas. I think he's going to have a bounce back season, and I like the running back. He's been with quite a few teams, but I like Dylan Edwards. I think Kansas is a prime candidate to finish at the bottom of the barrel for sure. I'll take the under.
I'm taking the under here. It's if Kansas and Colorado played, in my mind, that's going to be for last in the Big 12. But they could tie. I don't know that you could have 2 winless teams in the Big 12 this year. In my mind, Kansas is going to struggle bad. Post, you mentioned that they lost their quarterback. The quarterback was there for what, 15 years, 20? I think he's collecting Social Security right now. But that guy was there forever, and I think Kansas is going to seriously struggle this year. They should get Long Island, should get Middle Tennessee State, but I really don't know that I see a guaranteed win outside of that.
I'm going under all day as well. I just really don't feel like Kansas is going to be a really good football team or even good at all. I think they're going back to their old ways. But I really love their coach, man. They got a really good coach. He just happens to be at a place where you were able to get them up and running because you were able to get some pieces defensively for a couple of years. A good old quarterback that had a lot of experience, but and a good running back that happened to stay in Kansas a couple of years ago and played all 3 or 4 of his years there. I just feel like they're going backwards again, and they're going to become the Kansas that we've always known them to be, where they're no good for a long time. Then they have a little spurt where they have a couple of good seasons, and then they go back to being no good again. And I think Kansas is right there again, being no good again. At 14, we came in with. Oh, go ahead, SEC.
I was just going to say, let me try on UCF. I'm going to try to share their schedule, and y'all let me know if it's too small, we think. I'll try to share it so the viewers can see it as we're going along.
Okay, cool.
Let me see if I can get them up.
While SEC Sean is doing that, let's take a look at at this. The team we had coming in at 14 was UCF. Their win total is over and under is 5.5. And they have games against Bethune-Cookman, Georgia State, TCU, at Oklahoma State. They got Baylor at home. They at Kansas, and they at home against Arizona State. Can they get to 5.5 wins with those teams that I just named that are on their schedule? Can they get there? And that was about 7 games on their schedule. Do you think they can get to 5.5? Let's start with you, SEC Sean.
Yeah, I think so. I honestly, I think they're going to be right on that range. Bethune-Cookman, Georgia State, they should be. Georgia State can get up and bite people. I think they beat Vanderbilt 2 years ago. I could see a UCF getting Colorado. I could see them even getting a Kansas. So there's going to be a couple of swing games for them. Iowa State's a swing game. That Oklahoma State could be a swing game. So if I'm betting it, I'm probably going to take the under. I see them, they could get to 5, but I don't know about 6.
What about you, SEC Sean? I mean, post game. Do you think they can get to this 5.5 wins with the schedule that they have?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna call this a push because I think they'll be right around 5 wins. I think it's going their season is going to be determined by how good new quarterback Alonzo Burnett is, the transfer from James Madison. Obviously, a guy who has some college football playoff experience. That team is rebuilt through the portal. So it's really one of the teams to keep your eye on when it comes to Big 12 football. But I don't think they'll be a juggernaut by any means. 5.5 is their over-under. I got them right there at 5 wins, maybe 6. So I'm going to call it a push.
Let's welcome my man T1 to the show. How you feeling this morning, T1?
Feeling great. Good morning, my brothers.
Good to see you this morning. We're at UCF, and they got a win total of their over and under is 5.5. And we ran off some of the teams that they're going to play. Do you think they get to that 5.5 win total, or are you taking the under on it?
I say they probably right there about the 5. I say they right there about the 5, but they're gonna have to fight for it. It's gonna be a rough season for them.
Yeah, I don't see them getting to 5.5 either. I think they'll be somewhere around 5 wins, but I don't think they get to 6 for the over. I'm going under on this one. I just don't think that they have enough to get there, even though I feel like UCF a couple of years ago was a really good football team. I just don't think they're going to be able to do much in this conference because they just don't have enough talent on their roster in order to make it to that 5.5. Next, we had at number 13, we had Iowa State. We know Iowa State is not going to be the team that they've been in the past. They lost their head coach and many of their players, but they still come in at 13 on our prediction show and a win total of 5.5 and for over and under. We're going to start with you, T1. These are the teams that they could possibly beat to get to that 5.5. We got Southeast Missouri, Bowling Green, West Virginia, Oklahoma State. They're at Baylor. They get Cincy at home, and then they go to UCF. Do you see Iowa State getting to 5.5 wins?
Man, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. I'm not so sure that I see it. And if they do it, they're gonna be fighting for all of their life. I'm not so sure that I see it. I see this as a rebound season for them. And I think couple of those teams that you named just might drop them off and pop them. So I don't know. I'm gonna go with the under. I don't think they make it.
Yeah. How about you, SEC Sean? Do you think that they're gonna make it to that 5 and to that 5.5?
No, I don't see 5.5. I just don't. I don't think the schedule lays out for them. If the game against Iowa was in at Ames, I might lean because of the rivalry, and it's a crazy place to play, or Iowa City, wherever it is. I think it's Ames. Maybe you could swing that one. I don't see it because I think Iowa's much better. I just don't see any other swing games for them except maybe the UCF. I don't see 5.
Yeah, I don't see 5.5 either. I feel like they're going to get Bowling Green. They're going to get Southeast Missouri. Even though they're tough at home, or have been tough at home in the past, I just don't see it. I think this is a rebuilding year for them. And I think that at some point they'll be good again. But right now, I don't see them getting to 6 wins to do the over. So I would definitely take the under on that. Let's take a look at the team that came. Oh, my fault. Did everybody go? I missed you post game. My bad, post game.
It's all good. Man, Iowa State, man, they went to the portal heavy and they lost a lot. We know they lost their coach. They lost a lot of players, and I just think it's a rebuild season. I don't think this would be the Iowa State of the old, but I do like the addition of Jalen Raynor, the quarterback from Arkansas State. He'll be an interesting quarterback, a guy who can use his arm and legs. A lot is going to be put on him, but again, that they're going to have a lot of new starters, a lot of new pieces, new head coach. So I think I'm going to smash the under for Iowa State this season.
Hey, Rob, and don't play the MAC like that. Bowling Green mess around and pop them. You know the MAC is known for popping some of these Power 5 schools. So, you know, don't put Bowling Green out there like that, bro.
Only reason why I did that because they're going to Ames, Iowa. And Ames, Iowa is, man, it's a funky place to play.
No doubt. But
now,
you know the MAC schools like upsetting.
Yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
They usually, you know, the MAC schools, they usually upset them teams in their home stadiums. So, you know, that's like one of those upset alerts, or, you know, even Iowa State could pop them by 30 or something like that. But, you know, the MAC schools, every year a MAC team, they popping somebody.
Oh, that is the truth. That is the truth. At number 12, we came in with Cincinnati, and their over and under is 5.5 as well. This is the look at their schedule. With the teams that we think they possibly could get a win against: Bowling Green, West Carolina, Miami of Ohio, West Virginia, at Iowa State, and Colorado. Do we see Cincinnati getting to 5.5 wins? And they got one of those MAC schools on their schedule that's right up the street from them. What do y'all think about Cincinnati getting to 5.5? And we're going to start with you post game.
I do. I think they'll be right around 5.5, somewhere around there. I know this is a team that isn't expected to do much, but I like their quarterback French they got in a transfer portal. I think he's a guy who can put up some solid numbers in the Big 12 this upcoming season. Will they be a competitor in the Big 12? I don't think so, but I think they'll be right around 5.5.
What about you, SEC Sean? Do you see Cincinnati getting to 5.5?
This is one of the push ones for me. I think Miami of Ohio is a swing game for them. I don't know. I would think Cincinnati can get them, but you know we've already heard what T1 had to say about the MAC schools. So I could. They're right on they're right there. This is where it's going to get real crazy when you look at their schedule. They should beat Colorado, Iowa State. The problem is they got to go to Iowa State. I'm gonna have to take the under on them. I really am. I see 5. I don't see 6. but I'm taking the under.
What about you, T1? Do you see your Cincinnati Bearcats getting there? Because I know that's your second team in Ohio.
Well, you know, I got a whole lot of second teams in Ohio, but man, that's gonna be tough. I might be with SEC Sean, man. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna be able to make it. I mean, I could even see them getting popped by a team like Colorado. You know, I don't know. And then you got the MAC school, the couple MAC schools that they got to play, and man, I don't know if they can make it, man. I don't know. I'm gonna say no. I'm sorry, Cincy. They ain't gonna make it. It's gonna be a rough year down there for them.
Yeah, I'm taking an under on this as well. I don't think that they're going to get to 6 wins, but I will say this. They got 2 very interesting games for me that I would like to go check out. They start the season against Boston College, and there was at one time there was a student that I had at Windsor that played for Cincinnati. He's now playing at UCLA. And then I got another former student who plays for Boston College. He's in his second year out of Reynoldsburg High School. So I'm thinking about going to that game. And I am very interested in going to the Colorado game as well. Being able to go see Coach Prime on the sideline is enough for me to drive that hour and 15-minute, hour and a half drive to go to Cincinnati, because I know the tickets are probably going to be 50 cents. So I wouldn't mind going on that drive to go see that game. And it's probably going to be a good contest because both of those teams aren't predicted to be really, really good. So they're probably going to have a nice game that's going to be competitive and go back and forth. So outside of that, I don't see Cincinnati making it to 6 wins. So I'm taking the under as well. We're coming in at number 11 with Arizona State. Their over and under is 6.5 wins. I didn't think that they would get to 6.5 wins, but they got games against Morgan State, at Kansas, Baylor, Hawaii, Colorado, at UCF, and they get Oklahoma State at home. Do you think Arizona State can get to 7 wins with those teams on their schedule? We're going to start with you, SEC Sean.
Well, I know in week 2 they're guaranteed 1 loss. I know that because they travel to College Station. Y'all know I'm pretty high on that Hawaii team, so I'm not going to guarantee Hawaii doesn't pop them. I don't see it. I don't see 7. I see 6-6 is where I see them right there, dead on even. 6-6 is what I've got Arizona State coming in at.
What about you, post game?
Yeah, I'm with SEC Sean on this one. I like a few of these pieces on this team, but I don't think Arizona State is going to compete this year in the Big 12. I like Omarion Miller. Cutter Boley is so-so, but we'll see how he performs at Arizona State. I think they'll be right. I mean, 7. Yeah, I'm going to take the over. I'm going to say 7 wins.
T1, do you see Arizona State getting to 7 wins?
Not right now. Not at the moment. I'm gonna go with the under. And as we're going through these teams, man, I'm kind of getting excited about college football because I think it's going to be much more competitive week in and week out with a whole lot of these universities. And I think we're going to get surprised by some universities who were not as much in the mix last year, man. But I'm gonna go with the under. I don't even know if I picked anybody to make it to the playoffs so far. What we will be 500 so far. What we've been going with, but I'm gonna go with the under again, man. I think it's some teams that you mentioned on there that have potential to pop them.
Yeah, I agree with you, T1. I think this is going to be some really exciting football in the Big 12 because we got so many teams who are not very good matchups against each other, which is going to make for some really good football and some really good, interesting football, because you might get some fireworks where teams are going to be going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because the teams both aren't really any good. I don't see Arizona State getting to 7 wins. I got them right at 6-6. I think that's where they're going to finish the season. And I really like their coach, though. I think they got a heck of a coach. Hopefully he can get that thing turned around and he can end up at one of the upper echelon Power 4 schools in a couple of years. And hopefully they can have a better season than 6-6, but I just don't see it.
Hey, Rob, real quick. I'm pushing the rewind button because I think you said Colorado again on that schedule. But you better get your tickets. Don't slip, because Coach Prime has a whole lot of fans here in Ohio. And Cincinnati doesn't have a big stadium.
Yeah.
So don't talk about no $50 tickets, man. $5 tickets. You might be in trouble.
I'll be on the outside looking in.
Yeah, you be watching it on the TV like me.
At number 10, we came in with Baylor. Baylor is a team that we feel like if Dave Aranda does not get over and under 6.5, he might be packing his bags. What do y'all think about Baylor? They're over and under 6.5. They play teams like Prairie View, Louisiana Tech, Colorado, TCU, at Kansas, at UCF, and Iowa State. Can Baylor get to 7 wins? We're going to start with UT1.
I'm saying no again. You keep on saying these teams and these schedules. Man, I'm waiting to get to somebody that's going to get over for me, because I'm not hearing it. I'm hearing some of those teams that you naming that are, maybe a fan may think those are some easy games, but I don't see it. I don't see it yet, and I don't know if I'm just tripping, but I'm going with the under again.
What you say, post game?
Yeah, shout out to Nolan Lynch in the chat. We appreciate you being here. This team is such a wild card, because I feel like if DJ Lagway can realize his potential, he could really have a monstrous season. But I think they'll be weak on defense again this year. So 6.5. I think I'm gonna take the under, because I think they'll be right at 6.
SEC Sean, what's your thoughts on Baylor?
As the man used to say, not so fast, my friends. Baylor's going over. You're going to have a renewed confidence in DJ Lagway. He's in a conference that, let's be real, doesn't really focus too much on defense. We saw what Baylor did last year offensively. I think DJ Lagway is going to be revitalized. He's an hour and a half from his hometown, roughly. I think Baylor gets to 7. I think Baylor goes 7-5 this year.
Yeah, of all the games that I just named, I think they can beat all of those teams. The interesting one for me is TCU, but they get TCU at home. So in this is in Waco, right? Yeah, Waco is where Baylor plays. I think they can, if they can get that win, they get to 7. But let me ask y'all this. Do you think Dave Aranda saves his job if they go 7-5? And we'll start with UT1. Yes or no? Dave Aranda saves his job at 7-5.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, he clicked out. Maybe he can get back in. What about you, post game? At 7-5, does Dave Aranda save his job?
No.
SEC Sean, does Dave Aranda save his job at 7-5?
I think yes. For 1 year, I think he gets a lack of a better term, stay of execution for 1 year, because I think he can get Lagway back the following year. And if you see the progression, I think Dave Aranda saves his job at 7-5.
One more question for you. Can you see DJ Lagway coming back for his 5th year. We're gonna start with you, SEC Sean.
Hey, my
I
fault.
do.
Were y'all able to hear my answer? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, I think Lagway comes back. I think he feels he probably needs to after the 2 years at Florida. I think he needs to kind of build his staff. Look at this year's quarterback class too. That's what I think is going to push him to next year because he can probably raise his stock, supposedly. Real quick, I wanted to mention the swing game for me. You mentioned TCU, Rob. I got Auburn as the swing game.
What you think post game? Do you think DJ Lagway comes back after this season?
It all depends on how his season goes this year. If he has a monstrous year, which we all believe he has all the tools in the toolbox to do, I think he's out of there. But if he kind of, struggles a little bit, maybe, I think for sure he'll be back. It all depends on the type of season he has.
What about you, T1? You think DJ Lagway comes back after this season?
Hope so, man. I really hope so because he's been moving around a lot, hasn't had a lot of success. And this is almost like the Michael Jackson tour. This may be it for this young man if he plans on, getting to that next level and having any type of success at that next level. This is a very, very big season for him. So, I mean, he better.
This is his 3rd season, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, so I mistakenly, I thought he would be coming back if he came back next year for a 5th season. I think he comes back. I think if you look at all the quarterbacks that are probably going to go to the NFL after this season, he's probably going to be a guy who gets drafted probably after the 4th round. And I think when you look at the landscape of NIL and all that, he could probably make more money there. Plus, he can get an opportunity to get a couple of more games up under his belt, another season that will really make him really high on somebody's list. So I think he comes back for a 4th season after this year. At number 9, we came in with Oklahoma State, and their win total over and under is 5.5. We're going to start with you, SEC Sean. How do you feel about this Oklahoma State team? New coach brought his team over from South Florida. Do you think they get beyond this 5.5? And the games that they're going to be playing are they're at Tulsa, they got Murray State, at West Virginia, UCF, Colorado, at Iowa State, at Arizona State, and they are home at Kansas. Can they get the 6 wins?
Yes. Yeah. The schedule lays out for them, I think, in the right way for a first year. Okay, we're going to call him a first-year coach. He's a first-year coach in the Big 12. He's got his whole team he brought from North Texas with him. And then there's some guys on there. We've talked about some of them, the receivers, the running backs, the quarterback. And we know, there's not much defense. I will say on Saturday, October 24th, if you are a gambler, bet the over because that's Oklahoma State and Colorado. And Post has mentioned their go-go offense versus that Oklahoma State. Man, that might be 97-94. I don't know. That's going to be an insane game, but I see them getting 7 wins. I really see 7-5 in his first year at Oklahoma State.
T1, what you think? You think they get to 6 wins?
I think I'm gonna get my first over and say they get that 7 because somebody gonna have to do it. Everybody can't be down on the bottom. So yeah, I'm gonna say that they reach that 7 and get the over.
What about you, post game? Do they get beyond this 5.5?
Oh yeah, I'm surprised it's set so low. I mean, it's not like they went over to the SEC or Big Ten. I like Oklahoma State, especially on offense. I think they'll hit the over.
Yeah, I think they get the over as well. I feel like this Oklahoma State team is going to be better than a 5-win season. So I definitely think they get the 6 wins. I really got them at 7-5. I feel like they're going to be a much better team. And they're probably at 5.5. because of the way they played the last 2 seasons. They've been horrible, man. But I think they get the 7 wins. We're going to start off with you on this one. Post game, we got West Virginia in at number 8, and their win total is only 5.5. And they got Coastal Carolina, UT Martin, Oklahoma State, at Iowa State. They got Cincy, at TCU, and Kansas. Can you see West Virginia getting the 6 wins? They get their old ball coach back. Rich Rod, what do you think West Virginia does, and do they get beyond 6 wins?
Yeah, I'm gonna say over for West V this year. You mentioned Rich Rodriguez. He's rebuilding the program. I think this is the perfect conference for Rich Rod to do that in. And I especially like the addition of Cook in the portal. So a running quarterback, a dominant running back, I think West Virginia is going to hit the over.
What about you, T1?
I'm gonna go with the over too. I'm gonna say West Virginia gets to bounce back with Rich Rod running that show once again, and them just being in that Big 12. I'm going to take the over and say that West Virginia makes it, and possibly even makes it to that Big 12 game.
Yeah, what about you, SEC Sean? Do you got West Virginia getting at least 6 wins?
No, I have them at 5. I have them at 5 wins. I have them going under. It's another one. There's a swing game here and there, but I see 5 and 7.
Yeah, I got them winning at least 6 games. I got them right even at 6 and 6. I think with Rich Rod and being in Morgantown will get them to 6 wins. I really feel like this team towards the back end of the season, if their schedule looks good enough, then they got enough home games against some of the lesser opponents in the Big 12, they could definitely get the 6 wins. I got them going over. So let's talk about Rich Rod for a second. Do you think he was the right choice for West Virginia right now? Let's start with you, SEC Sean.
Oh, for sure. I do. You saw what he did there in his first stint when he was out there. I just think it's going to take him a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I think for sure that was a great hire by them. Somebody familiar with how recruiting everything works out there, for sure. I liked the hire.
What about you, SEC? Post game.
Well, this will actually be his second year back at West V. I think I love it. I love it. I think his offense, like his offensive style, fits the Big 12, and the way he runs that offense with the quarterback being heavily involved in rushing the ball, and like I mentioned earlier, them getting Cook in the portal. I kind of like this team as a sleeper. I don't think they'll compete for a title, but I think they'll be a little bit better than people expect.
What's your thoughts on Rich Rod T1 in his second year at West Virginia? Do you think they turn the corner and possibly have the kind of production that we saw him have at West Virginia in the past?
I believe so. I believe that they'll turn that corner this year, and I believe that they'll get a game or 2 more than that over that y'all said that they may get. So I think so. I think it's a great fit. It's like Rich Rod being back at home. So, let's see if he can turn that corner this year.
Yeah, I think he's in the perfect conference for the kind of style of play that he plays too. So I liked it. I like the fact that they got Rich Rod in his second year. I really like Letty Brown too, the former coach that they had. He just wasn't able to get the job done. His style of play at West Virginia just didn't fit the conference, in my opinion. Even though they had a couple of good seasons, I think Rich Rod is the man for West Virginia, and hopefully he'll finishes out his career there and just stay there until he decides to retire. At number 7, we came in with Kansas State. They have Kansas State at 8.5 wins, and we came in with them at number 7. How do y'all feel about Kansas State? We're going to start with you, T1. They get Avery Johnson, the quarterback that has been there for quite a while. He's probably the most experienced quarterback in the Big 12. They got Colin Klein as their offensive coordinator. I think he's their head coach too, right? Yeah. So what do you think about this team, Kansas State? Can they get over 8.5 wins? We'll start with you, T1.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say over because I believe that offense will be dynamic. They're gonna put up some points and they're gonna try to put up the most points. So I'm gonna go over with them.
What about you, post game? You think they can get to 9 wins?
Man, they could. I don't know, man. Kansas State is one of those teams, man. I really like Avery Johnson. Man, it's gonna be tough, man. But I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna say under.
What about you, SEC Sean? Where do you think they go?
Under. It's hard, but under. I don't see 8. I mean, or 9 even. I see 7 for them. I really do. First year under Klein, got a good quarterback back. I mean, I just don't see. I don't see it. I'm trying to see who his defensive coordinator is going to be. Jordan Peterson. I don't see it. I see 7. I really do.
Well, here goes 7 of their 9 conference games. On top of that, they get Nicholls, Washington State, Tulane. Could that be 3 wins? But look at these 7 teams that they got of their 9 in conference. They're at Cincinnati. They got Kansas at home. They're at Arizona State. They're at Colorado. They got Oklahoma State at home. They're at TCU. And they're at Iowa State. That's a lot of road games, but they're the lower tier teams in this conference. Do you think out of those 7 games, along with those other 3 games, that they can at least get to 8 wins? We're going to start with you, SEC Sean. Can they get to 8 with that?
They could get to 8. I could see 8 with that, but I just traveling on the road. I mean, even though there's some of the lesser teams that we've talked about in the Big 12, going on the road's still not easy, guys. I mean, we all know that. You can drop a game here, drop a game there. A whole new system coming into play that everybody's got to learn. I just think there's going to be a misstep somewhere. So I could see 8, but I definitely don't see 9.
Now, what about you, post game?
Yeah. See, that's the question. Like we see it. We're reading off these teams, and we expect them to be lesser teams, but how many of those teams exceed expectations? We just don't know, man. Man, Kansas State is like right there for me, but I'm still gonna take the under.
T1, what's your thoughts?
Hey, if I said 9, you know I'm good with 8. And I'm sticking to my guns with them. I think that they're going to be able to put up enough points to even win some of these games on the road that y'all talking about. So I'm saying definitely 8.
Yeah, I think out of those 10 games that I just named, I think they get 8 of them at least. I think they get 9 actually, and do take the over because I think they're going to finish 9-3 this season. But man, I'm looking at that like, man, they don't really get a whole lot of heavyweights. They might get 2 of them because there's 2 teams that I didn't name on here. But those 2 teams could be somebody like Utah and Arizona and not get Houston, Texas Tech, or BYU. I don't have their schedule in front of me, but I think they get the 9 wins. I see them as a 9-3 team this season. Let's go to number 6, TCU. TCU is at 6.5 wins, and we just got a disparity there because we had Kansas State at 7 in our predictions showing TCU at 6. But the people don't feel like TCU gonna get nothing but 6.5 wins. Let's start with you, T1. How do you feel about TCU 6.5 wins? They get North Carolina, Grambling State, Arkansas State, at UCF, at Baylor. They get West Virginia and Kansas at home. Can they get the 7 wins with the teams I just named and the rest of their schedule?
I think they can get to 7. I think they can get to 7. I'll take the over. You know, TCU plays some pretty good football year in and year out. So I don't think they're gonna come in at that 500 mark. I don't think they're gonna end at that 500 mark. So I think a school like TCU can get that 7th win, and so I'm gonna take the over.
What about you, SEC Sean? Where do you think they go?
Yeah, I'm hitting the over on TCU. 6.5 seems awfully low to me for them to put that at the number. I have TCU more in the 8-win range. So I'm definitely smashing the over on TCU.
Okay, what you say?
Yeah, I don't think they'll get over 6 wins. I know for sure they're not going to beat Texas Tech, Utah, or BYU. And then the swing games will be Kansas State, West Virginia, possibly Baylor. So I think they'll be right at 6 wins.
Yeah, I got them at 6 wins too. I think they're going 6-6. I don't think that they get the over and get the 7 wins. But hey, man, if they get the 7 wins, I think that'll be a good, successful season for them. Seeing that they are going to have to play some of those better teams that are at the top of the Big 12. But we still have to wait and see. And they might be one of those teams that actually does better. They lost Josh Hoover, their quarterback. But I think the backup guys is a decent as well. So they might be able to get some wins beyond the 6.5, but I don't see it. I got them at 6-6. We're going to go to our top 5, and in our top 5, what we're going to do is we're going to tell each game, and we're going to announce whether or not we think they win that game and see if they get over the win totals that we have for them when we turned in our list. So I think SEC Sean has their records on hand in case we need to go to them. But let's look at Utah. We got Utah at number 5, and their win thing is over and under is 8.5. They start the season with Idaho. Do you think that's a win for them there at Idaho? SEC Sean, do they win? Post game, do they win that one?
I was kidding.
Absolutely.
Do they win that one?
Absolutely.
Then they get Arkansas at home. T1, do they win that one?
I think they're gonna pull that out. Yeah.
Post game, do they win that one?
That's a dub.
What about you, SEC Sean? Do they win that one?
Of course.
Yeah, I got them winning both of those too. Then they got their home against Utah State. SEC Sean, do they win that one?
Yes.
Post game, they win that one?
Absolutely.
T1, they win that one?
Yep.
Yeah, I got them winning that one as well. Right now, we got them at 3-0. Utah travels to Ames, Iowa to play Iowa State. T1, who you got?
Utah again.
Who you got post game?
Utah.
Who you got, SEC Sean?
Utah.
Utah is 4-0. Now Utah is at home again, and now they got Kansas. Who you got, SEC Sean?
Utah.
Who you got post game?
Utah.
Who you got, T1?
They rolling.
They rolling 5-0. Then they get Colorado in Boulder. T1, who you got?
They still rolling. If this their schedule, they rolling.
What about you, post game?
Yeah, another win.
What about you, SEC Sean?
You can put it on the board.
Utah
Another
is 6-0, y'all. Now it gets tricky right here. Houston travels to Utah to play the Utah Utes. SEC Sean, who you got in this one?
I got to stick with my guns. I got to go with Houston.
Who you got post game?
I'll take Houston.
Who you got, T1?
I'm sticking with Utah. They stand undefeated once they get to that Houston game.
Oh man, somebody got Utah still undefeated. I got them at 6-1. I think Houston beats Utah in Utah. Utah travels to Cincinnati. They come all the way across the country to play the Bearcats. Who you got in that one, T1?
Great follow-up game for them and to remain undefeated.
Who you got post game?
Utah.
Who you got SEC, Sean?
Utah.
Everybody got Utah at least 8 wins right now. BYU travels to Utah to play Utah at the crib. Who you got in that one, SEC, Sean?
The Holy War. Give me BYU.
BYU. Who you got post game?
BYU.
Who you got, T1?
If it's going according to how I'm saying, the momentum is going downhill now. They remain undefeated. Now they talking about getting the top seed in that CFP.
T1 has Utah at 9-0. I got them at 8-1. Now I got them at 7-2. I think they lose to BYU. Utah travels to Arizona. T1. Do they still stay undefeated?
Yes, they do.
What about you, post game?
I got Utah.
What about you, SEC Sean?
Same. Utah.
All right. Utah travels to TCU. What do you think right there? We got them right now. We got them at 8-2, 8-2, 8-2, and he got them undefeated. You still got them undefeated, right, T1?
I still got them. And you might as well let me go first again because they rolling. They rolling.
Undefeated, 11-0. I mean, a 10-0 Utah over Arizona. What you got with them post game? You got them beating Arizona?
Absolutely.
What about you, SEC, Sean?
Same.
Okay, so we at TCU now, right?
Yes.
TCU, SEC, Sean. Who you got them? Who you got winning that one?
Let me look real quick. It's at TCU. I'm going to lean TCU here. At TCU. I think TCU's got it figured out at this point of the season.
Okay, you got them taking the L right there. What about you? Post game, you got them taking the L against TCU?
No, I don't. I got Utah.
Got Utah. What you got, T1? I know you got them undefeated, right?
I'm still rolling with them, man. If I'm visualizing what I'm talking about, I see their momentum. I see their confidence week in and week out. And now they're starting to talk about a Big 12 team actually making some noise possibly in these playoffs, which they won't be able to do that. But as far as the Big 12, they rolling.
So right now, me, T1, and postgame got them at the over at 9 wins. SEC Sean, you got them at 8-3 right now? All right, last game of the season, T1, do you got them going 12-0? They got West Virginia, and they're in Utah. You got them going 12-0?
I do. They did it. They did it.
Postgame, where you got them at?
Yeah, this is where they get upset. I think I'm going to take West Virginia in this game to have them at 9-3.
9-3. What about you, SEC Sean? You got them staying at there? You got them at 9-3 too? Yeah, I got them at 10-2. I think they beat West Virginia. So we got a 12-0 We got a 10-2 and 2 9-3s.
Hey Rob, hey Rob. After just because it's so hard to go undefeated. I think they're a solid I think they're a solid possible 11-1. I don't know who could be the team to pop them, but I could see Utah easily going 11-1 this season.
All right, well, let's take a look at Utah. Let's see if we can, not Utah, but Arizona. Let's see if we can get Arizona over the 7.5 wins. They start off the season with Northern Arizona. Is that a win for them?
Absolutely.
Everybody can just chime out on that.
Easy peasy. Yep.
Yep. It's a dub.
Yeah. Didn't they go to BYU? Is that a win for them?
No.
Didn't they go to Northern Illinois? Is that a win for them?
Yep.
Yep.
Didn't they go to Washington State? Is that a win for them?
Yep.
Yep.
Didn't they get Cincinnati at home? Is that a win for them?
Yep.
Got them.
Then they go to West Virginia. Is that a win for them?
Yep.
Believe so.
Then they got Iowa State at home. Is that a win?
Yes.
Then they get the monster Texas Tech in Lubbock, tortillas all over the field. How do you see that one?
L.
That's a loss.
Everybody got an L there. Then TCU travels to Arizona. Who you got in that one?
Arizona.
TCU.
Arizona.
All right. Now Utah at Arizona. We know T1 got them going undefeated, so we know Arizona losing that one. Who you got on that one post game in SEC, Sean?
Zona.
Zona beating Utah.
Oh man.
Trying to think. I think I had Utah here.
I'm about to say, Post, you ain't picking Utah for that game?
I don't think so. I'm trying to think that I call Arizona.
That's what I'm doing.
Utah. Arizona's at home. I'll take Zona.
I think you had Arizona too, because you had them at 9-3. That was one that I didn't expect them to lose. I had Utah beating Arizona. So I had them at 10-2. They got Kansas State at home. Who gets that one?
Arizona.
Arizona.
Kansas State popping them at the crib.
And then their very last game, they get Arizona State in the state battle game. Who y'all got in that one? Arizona or Arizona State?
Arizona.
Arizona.
I give it to the home team.
Wow. So Arizona looked like they went almost 10-2 with everybody. Only losing to BYU. And then I think you had a loss to TCU or maybe Arizona. Outside of that, they was pretty much 10-2 on almost everybody's board. Did anybody have them 11-1?
I didn't. They're not gonna beat Tech or BYU in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't see them beating Tech or BYU either, but I think they can get everybody else. That Arizona game is going to be real interesting now. And that comes in that comes their 10th game of the season. So it's probably going to be some stuff on the line at that point between both of those schools. So I'm anxious to see once we get to November 14th or 26th, whatever weekend they play that game, to see where both of those teams are at. Coming in at number 3, we had Houston. And Houston, I didn't pick their over and under. Their over and under was a measly 7.5. You got their schedule pulled up, SEC, Sean?
I do.
Okay, run down their games for us real quick. Who's their first game?
Oregon State.
Oregon State. Everybody got them beating Oregon State?
Yeah.
Okay, what's their next game, SEC, Sean?
Southern.
Southern. Everybody got them beating Southern?
Yep.
All right. What's their next game, SEC, Sean?
At Texas Tech.
At Texas Tech. Houston at Texas Tech. Who y'all got?
Tech.
I'll take Tech.
I'm taking Tech as well.
I'm taking Houston.
Okay, so SEC Sean got them at 3-0. Everybody else got them at 2-1. Who they got next on their agenda?
Georgia Southern.
Georgia Southern. Who
That's
you got in that one?
Easy money.
Yeah, it's
Easy
Houston.
money. Who's next after that?
UCF in
UCF.
Houston.
Clean sweep on UCF.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who got after that one?
Kansas State.
Kansas State.
That's a win for me.
That's a
Yeah.
win.
Yeah. Nope.
Next, Oklahoma State.
That's gonna
That's
be a
a win.
shootout.
Yeah, it is.
So, man, I gotta take Houston, but man, that game, I got that one circled.
Yeah.
Which one is after that one?
After Oklahoma State is at Utah.
At Utah.
Yeah, I think
Houston,
I said
Utah.
win for Houston.
Yeah, they're not making it. Too much. That's a road game. Travel. Nah, ain't not happening.
That's the game I have Houston dropping.
That's gonna be a good game, man. That's
Houston
gonna
gonna be tired. It ain't gonna be that good. They're gonna be tired.
Where that game at, SEC, Sean?
At Utah.
Oh yeah, I'm taking Utah. Hey, I think I took Utah. So I think I had them 10-2.
Houston's two hardest games are both on the road.
Yep.
At Tech, at Utah.
So we think for sure Houston's getting to 7.5 wins easy.
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let's go to number 2. We had Texas Tech there. They got Texas Tech still, even after losing Sorsby, they still got them winning 11.5 games. SEC Sean, what's that one tough game on their schedule? And do we think they go undefeated?
Give me a second. My computer's running slow. Here it goes. Okay. So everybody except me had them beating Houston. That's going to be their tough game. They go Abilene Christian, Oregon State. That's 2 wins. Then they got Houston. Then they play Sam Houston, who Arch Manning likes to flex on. And then they Colorado, Arizona State, Cincinnati, Arizona, West Virginia, Oklahoma State, Baylor, and TCU.
So outside of Houston, that's the only tough game they might have on their slate.
Well, I've said it before. Watch that Cincinnati game. That's in Cincinnati, and there's been a lot of stuff between those two schools. So I'm not saying Cincinnati's going to beat them, but it could be.
Okay, well, T1, you got Utah undefeated. Do you have Texas Tech as the second undefeated team in the Big 12?
I do. And I'm although I had Utah undefeated, I'm gonna say they're gonna drop one because I don't think that they can go all the way undefeated. But I got them as a solid 11-1. But Texas Tech, yeah, I got them running the table.
Yeah, what about you post game? You got them undefeated?
It's gonna be tough because I think the only challenge really would be Houston, and I think they'll win that game. So I think it's setting up for a BYU, in my opinion, a BYU Texas Tech Big 12 championship game.
Oh, you went mute. Well, he's working that out. SEC
Yeah.
Sean, where you got Texas Tech falling? You got them going undefeated?
No, I have them 11-1. I don't know where the game is. I'm looking at obviously I picked Houston to beat them, but if they beat Houston, there's a couple of games that could jump up and grab them. I'm real interested in one game because it's a contrast of styles, and I'm sure post game would agree with me. I'm really interested to watch this Texas Tech Oklahoma State game. You're talking an elite offense versus an elite defense. So I think Tech drops a game. I think it's to Houston, but if it's not, I still think they drop one somewhere along the way.
Yeah, for sure. I like Tech. I mean, that it's the difference maker for Tech is going to be that defense, man. I just don't see. I don't think their offense will be dominant, but they're going to be extremely hard to score on in the Big 12.
I got them going 12-0, man. I don't see anybody beating them. If they had Houston in Houston, and that game is in Tech, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I would pick Houston to win that one, but it's in Lubbock. And, man, I know how them fans get. Them fans, man, they're rough. So I got Texas Tech going undefeated. And we had them coming in at number 2 on our board in our preseason rankings, but they could definitely be number 1. And number 1, we had BYU coming in as the team to win the Big 12, in our opinion. We had all of those 3 teams, Houston, Texas Tech, BYU, all sort of grouped together. But when you look at this, over and under for BYU was only 8.5. Do y'all see that as easy money?
I do.
100%.
Because BYU.
Let me hear that schedule, though.
Yeah, they don't get Tech. They only really get Houston and Utah, right?
Okay, here's their schedule. Yeah. You got it post game? Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you got it. I was late pulling it up.
No, I was just saying they get Arizona as well.
Let me get it back up. The tab just closed on me, but that's easy money while this is reloading. This is for sure easy money to me. 8 and 5. I don't know. The sports books must be wanting to give away money because that makes no sense to me. I know they're definitely taking.
They know something we don't know.
Sometimes. Here's their schedule. They open at Utah Tech. Then they've got Arizona, like Post mentioned. Then they're at Colorado State. That's a win. At TCU. And Iowa State. Notre Dame. That's a loss.
Hold on. You said that's a loss against Notre Dame?
Yeah. BYU.
No, I'm just messing with Post. Go ahead.
No, I was just to say, come on now, T1. Come on.
I will say I don't think that's an easy game.
I don't expect it to be easy. It's being out in Provo. I don't expect it to be easy, but I think Notre Dame is too. I think Notre Dame's too talented for BYU across the board at different positions. I think BYU can give them a game, but I don't. I think Notre Dame wins that game.
I expect it to be easy.
Let me see, where were we? Notre Dame. Then they travel to Central Florida. Then they host Arizona State, at Utah, home for Baylor, at Kansas, and home for Cincinnati. So I see 2 losses on that schedule, maybe. So 8 way over for me.
Man,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm looking at this thing now, and I'm thinking to myself, man, maybe those people know what they're talking about because you know they're not beating Notre Dame. there's a chance that they could lose to Houston, and there's a chance they could lose to Arizona, and they could be at 9-3. But what if they have a hiccup? What if something happens? I don't
but
think
they don't
it's
play
that
Houston.
easy. Oh,
They don't play Houston.
Who
No.
else they play? They play
Nobody.
Utah. I mean, they play
Utah.
Arizona,
Notre Dame and Utah. Yeah.
Yeah. So those 3 games, you got Arizona, Utah, Notre Dame. They be at 9-3. Man, ooh, that's tough. I wouldn't mess with it. I know that. I wouldn't mess with it if I was a betting man. Thank God I'm not, because I would not mess with that one. Do y'all all think that BYU will at least win 9 games?
Yeah, I do.
Oh yeah.
I think so.
I told
Yeah,
you
I
I have a
think-
3-way tie. I have a 3-way tie atop the Big 12. I have BYU, Tech, and Houston all coming in at 11-1.
Where's Utah, SEC, Sean? You ain't got
9-3.
Utah up in that mix with that schedule?
Not a fan of Utah.
You
No,
don't
I
hear?
don't. I think Utah goes 9-3 this year.
9-3, yeah.
Still a pretty good record.
All right, y'all. What sounds like we think that the Texas Tech team on the regular season is going to be the team that has the best record and win the regular season. Do you think if they match up with BYU in the championship game for the Big 12, who do you think wins that?
Who you say, Tech and BYU?
Tech and BYU in the championship game. Who you got?
Tech. Big money Tech.
Man, I just think this the year. I think, man, Tech is so loaded on defense. But I think LJ Martin is gonna have a monster year. I'm sticking with BYU.
If it's Tech, BYU, I'll lean Tech. But I mean, what if it's BYU, Houston? What if it's Houston, Texas Tech? There's so many. To me, those 3 teams are going to have a combination of those 3, 2 of those 3 in the title game. And I know T1 has Utah really high up, but in my mind, it's a combination of those 3. And that's just where I sit. And I could see matchups flipping around. You could see Tech beating Houston. They meet in the conference championship game, and Houston beats Tech. So I just think they're all 3 pretty even.
Well, T1, let me ask you this. If you got Texas Tech and Utah in the championship game, who you got in that one?
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
Yeah, they
Post-game.
money too long for the Big 12.
Yeah. Post game, if we get a Texas Tech Houston matchup in the championship game, who you got?
Man, if Houston is able to make it to the championship game, man, I'm gonna lean them.
So you leaning BYU and or Houston over Tech in the championship game?
Yeah.
SEC Sean, Houston, Texas Tech championship game. Who you got? That'll be a rematch, right?
Yeah. Yep. Houston was my pick to win the Big 12 this year. So I'm not going to waver from it. I'm going to stick to my guns. So I'm saying Houston.
Oh, Texas Tech, man. It looks like outside if they play Utah in the championship game, they may not be Houston or BYU. Because I think BYU is going to be the team to be in this conference, because I think because of their running game. But man, Texas Tech has one heck of a defense of unit on paper that's going to be really tough. Will they be able to slow down BYU in a grueling battle? If they play Houston, I'm gonna take Tech to win that one because I think Tech is the better team. If they play BYU, neutral site, LJ Martin run game, can they wear down that Tech defense? Can they play good enough defense to force Tech's offense into some 3-and-outs? I think I'm going to go BYU. I got BYU winning the Big 12. But, man, it looks like Texas Tech is going to be the one team who looks like they're going to be there for sure. Because when you look at their schedule, and maybe Steve Sarkisian had a point, their schedule is dirt water. It's not a good schedule at all. So I think Texas Tech will be there. But if they meet BYU, I think BYU wins. If they meet Houston, I think they beat Houston for a second time. Anything else y'all want to add about the Big 12 before we wrap up?
It's going to be one of the most entertaining conferences for sure.
I think so too. Especially when you start talking about Texas Tech, BYU, Houston, Arizona, Utah. When you start talking about those top 5 teams that we had in our prediction show, it's going to be very interesting, man. And I hope we get some of those games late in the season where we're sitting on the edge of our seats, because we know this game rides really, really heavy on who's going to make it to that championship game. Anything else you want to add about the Big 12, T1?
I'll just say, can any of those top teams beat any of the top teams in the SEC or the Big Ten or the ACC? Or are they still, or is the Big 12 still in 4th place? Or were they in 3rd place last year because the ACC dropped off?
Well, we felt like they was in 3rd place until Miami went on that run they went on.
Yeah, but Miami was a one team, pretty much a 1-team conference last year. Everybody else sucked. Well, SMU was all right.
Yeah. Any last words post game before we wrap up?
No, man, I'm just excited. I'm like y'all. This Big 12 could be really fun to watch this upcoming year, and I can't wait for it.
Cool. Tomorrow we will do something very similar with the ACC. So please tune in tomorrow at 9 a.m. We're going to do it pretty similar to what we did today. Hopefully we can I can come up with a better format in order to get those schedules on the screen. But outside of that, tune in with us again tomorrow at 9 a.m. when we break down the ACC's over and under win total prediction show. You got one more thing to add, Sean? SEC Sean?
Just, if I'm not mistaken, most colleges are opening fall camp today. Yeah. And Rob, keep your notifications tuned on, man, because there's a major announcement coming down the pipeline today for a running back.
Yeah. I think we'll lock to get him now.
I wouldn't bet on
it. me neither, but I had to say it.
I know you did.
Hey, is Notre Dame? My fault. Go ahead, Sean.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You good?
No, I was just gonna say, is Notre Dame and it getting in the mix with that ACC, or are they independent?
They're gonna be independent. We're gonna do a show on Notre Dame with post game and Millie Graham, so they're going to be independent. We're going to keep them independent like they are. That's what post game want them at, taking everybody's money.
Hey, post game, I saw y'all schedule for the first time this week, man. I was mind blown. I'll just wait till the show come up, because I'm gonna get some popcorn and I'm gonna join you.
Man, you're not allowed to no Notre Dame breakdown show, bro. No,
but I like Freeman though. That's family.
No, I know. You've always saluted Freeman.
Family. Yeah, I kind of like Notre Dame. I told you, once upon a time, I tried to get them as my second team. I tried to get them as a college football team that I could root for, like probably about 10 years ago.
Well, you know the price is right. Come on down.
I'll say this about Notre Dame. You're only the second Notre Dame fan I like post game.
Who's the first?
The owner of Hank's Texas Barbecue here in Columbus.
Oh, nice. That's dope.
Yeah, he's got the barbecue like a champion sign up over the kitchen. So yeah, he's from Notre Dame. We just had some battles back in the day in the Cotton Bowl, A&M and Notre Dame.
Oh yeah.
And never. But you're not one of the Notre Dame fans I dislike. I like you. You're one of two. So.
Yeah, you got to. But I'll make sure I tell Milligram that she isn't on your like Notre Dame fan list.
Well, that's true. I don't know her that well though. She's not been on enough. But tell her she could go support a Notre Dame alum right here in Columbus.
Yeah. Well, I don't like the 77 Notre Dame team that beat Texas for the national championship. I don't like them.
You got to go watch the A&M Notre Dame Cotton Bowl where we got in a fight with Tim Brown because we stole his little towel.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good rest of y'all's day, man. We'll be back again tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., doing an ACC football conference over and under win total prediction show. Everybody have a good one. Peace.
Yes, sir. Peace out.